Here is what some gardeners get completely wrong, and they don't even know they're aware of it. They starve their soil. That's right, they starve their soil. Do you know that your garden beds and your soil still needs to get fed during the winter time? So it's not a time to relax. And some gardeners think just because winters are around the corner, they can relax and not do stuff in the garden. But that is something that is a mistake. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to continue to feed your soil throughout the winter to make sure it works for you in the spring. Let's begin with the two most important ingredients, compost and mulch. Compost feeds your soil. Mulch keeps it warm. Compost is that goodness, that rich, nutritious stuff that feeds your soil and your microbes in your soil. Now, you can buy compost from a big box store, but I would recommend just making your own because it's pretty easy. This is a compost bin right here, and what you put inside is dry leaves, grass, any food scraps. Just make sure when you do put the food scraps, it's not meat or poultry, and you can see how it decomposes. Take a look at all that rich compost that I have developed over the last few months, and it really does break down quite easily. Now, a lot of people ask, how much compost do I need? And the truth is not much. Just 1 or 2 layers right off the top. That's it. And don't stress about it. Even a thin layer gives your soil something to chew on all winter long. And after the compost, I always add a layer of mulch. Remember, mulch keeps your soil nice and cozy all winter long. Now, some people like to use pine needles or wood chips. I prefer to use fall leaves. Why? Because it's free, of course. You can find fall leaves this time of year everywhere, in parks, even in your own backyard, even on sidewalks. So why not use something that's readily available? What you want to do is shred the leaves in small pieces. That way it will decompose a lot easier in your raised bed and in your garden. And what I do is I just put the mulch over the compost, and that's it. All that organic material will slowly break down over the winter months, feeding your garden soil and your raised bed. Remember, your garden soil and raised bed has been working overtime during the spring and summer months, giving you those beautiful flowers and vegetables. So it really does need time to bounce back. And that's the reason why it's so important to feed your garden soil during the winter months and prep it. Because if you want beautiful blooms and big vegetables, that's the thing to do. You have to feed your garden soil, even though you think it's not alive, it really is. So feed those beneficial microbes in your garden soil and raised bed. So these are my pepper plants, and you can see that they are done for this season. And the thing I used to do, and it was a huge, big mistake, when it came to these vegetables that did not survive the frost, I would come and I would just rip out all the vegetables and made sure that they were all gone. And that was a big mistake. I was doing more harm than good in my garden. What you want to do if you do have tender plants like this, you just want to not remove the whole entire plant. What you can do is just cut it down and leave the roots. By doing that, it creates airflow. Leaving your roots in your soil also helps to promote drainage by making your soil more fluffy and less dense. And did I tell you, beneficial bugs and earthworms love roots. So by leaving your roots intact, you are actually helping your garden more than you think. And put the rake away. You don't need to rake all this organic material in your soil. If you do that, actually you're doing more harm than good because you're disturbing the good microbes in your soil. So put the rake away. All you need to do is just spread it around, and that's all you need to do. No raking required. Your garden bed doesn't have to be super duper clean for the winter. In fact, it can be a little messy. I leave my garden bed a little messy because messy does mean feeding your soil. You can leave twigs or leaves or anything that falls. It's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. Actually, when you leave it perfect and you leave it all bare, what you're doing is leaving your garden, your raised bed and your garden exposed to the elements, and you don't want that. So a little messy is okay. And if you are concerned about covering your raised bed, what you can do is invest in a winter covering. I use Vego Garden's winter cover system, and I think it's a fantastic way for us gardeners in colder climates to garden longer. I just made a video on that, and you can take a look if you are interested in getting that winter covering system. You can use my discount code. Another way to feed your soil during the winter is cover crops. Cover crops take your garden and your raised beds to the next level. As they grow, their roots release sugars into the soil. Those sugars feed microbes, fungi, and beneficial bacteria. Your soil becomes alive and active even in cold months. Right now, honestly, I don't use cover crops. I will probably try it next season, but some of the examples of cover crops are winter rye, chrism clover, and winter wheat. But I heard cover crops are really great. They help with the overall soil structure, and I am really looking forward to trying it next season. So we changed location, and that's because I have a confession. I ended up buying fall bulbs. That's right. It's late fall, but if you live in one of those warmer climates, I'm on the borderline, I'm zone 7B, you can still plant your fall bulbs. And the reason why I did that is because I couldn't resist. I got alliums, giant alliums, half price. Now, this is usually about $17 or $16. They were half price. They were $7.99. One store offered me one allium for 3. Buy one, get 2 free. So I couldn't resist. So I have a little bit more time until the real heavy frost comes. The ground is still a little moist and warm. So if your ground is still warm and moist, you can still plant fall bulbs. Alliums, they look like onions. In fact, they're part of the onion family. And if you have problems with deer hate alliums. So this is perfect. And again, I got the Globe Master. They're huge. I fell in love with alliums after seeing them near City Hall where I worked. They were big and beautiful, and I couldn't resist those lollipop heads. So this is the big variety, and this is the first time I'm planting them. Now remember, if you are planting any type of fall bulb, just make sure you understand the sun requirements. Alliums love full sun. They can be planted in shade, but if you put them in full sun, their blooms will be bigger. And I am not going to be digging up the soil because you don't want to be disturbing the soil during the late fall. I am going to be using this, and I'm just going to dig a hole and plop the bulb in so I don't disturb the soil. What I did was that I cleared out most of the raised bed. You can still see it has leaves in there, and that's okay. What I'm going to do is now plant the allium bulbs. You can see how big and beautiful they are. And when it comes to buying any type of bulb, you want to examine it. You want to make sure it doesn't have any mold or any dark spots. And this one you can see looks absolutely beautiful. You see that hair? You want to plant it like that. Now, if you're kind of still confused, you can just plant it on the side and it will work its way up. I find using this is really handy. All you have to do is twist it like that, and it makes that perfect hole for you that you need for an allium. Right there. Perfect. You see that hole? And you want to plant the allium 3 times its size. Here goes the allium. Oh, see? It's so big. I'm not used to these alliums. They're so fat. I'm used to the thinner ones. So that means I'm going to have to dig a wider hole, and I don't mind because that means bigger blooms. You don't have to fertilize because it is fall right now. So if you are fertilizing your bulbs, you shouldn't be doing that because you don't want to wake up your bulbs. You want to put them to sleep. Guys, I think that is big enough. And we're now going to put the allium bulb, you see, right there. Perfect. Now we're going to backfill. You don't have to press hard. Just put it in. Just backfill nice and easy. And if you get some leaves in there, that's okay. Perfect. I'm going to take the leaves out to make sure that it's packed nice. You don't want to pack it hard, just lightly. Just like that. Perfect. So I have about 6 more bulbs to go. And now I have to make the hole bigger because these are giant allium bulbs. So yeah, got a lot of work to do today. So guys, are you still taking advantage of these big discounts that the big box stores are now offering because it's late fall? I know I still am, and you know what? I can't pass up a bargain. Let me know if you are still planting your fall bulbs, or if in your zone it's still too cold. I would love to hear from you. Again, thank you so much for joining me here on my channel, The Determined Gardener. If you got any good information, or if you learned anything from this video, please do me a favor and give it a hype. At least like it. And if you have been watching some of my videos, why don't you just join the family already and subscribe to my channel? Again, thank you so much for joining me here on my channel, The Determined Gardener. Again, if you do live in one of those colder zones, because winter is just around the corner, if you're concerned about growing, or if you want to extend your growing season, or if you live in the cooler zones or warmer zones and you just want to continue to grow for months on end, don't forget that I have a discount code just for you for Vego Garden's winter protection system. It is fantastic for gardeners